Okay, fine. Now, before I start, may I know what we have studied in the morning's lecture? What we studied in the morning's class? We studied about what are the complexities of algorithm. Why we need to find out complexity of algorithm? Because we need to find how efficient our algorithm is, right? So algorithm efficiency is always measured in terms of time and space complexity. So if your time and space complexity is less, then we say that program is more efficient, program is good. Okay, so when we are talking about time complexity, generally we find how long does it take the algorithm to run. What does it mean? See, calculating time complexity of algorithm doesn't simply mean that how much time was required to execute an algorithm. No. Okay, many times this thing is misunderstood by the students. So what is actual time complexity? Time complexity means how much amount of time is required for executing each of the statement in your algorithm. Okay, it is not the complete time required for executing your program. No, because you just try to understand, you are executing the same program on different platform. Somebody might have i3 machine, somebody might have i5, somebody might have i7. So if you are executing same program on these three different machine, then of course the time required will vary from one machine to other machine. But yes, if you remember in the morning, we have seen that there are two criterias. There are two things which we should take into consideration for calculating or for finding out analysis of algorithm, right? So there are few independent criteria and there are some dependent criteria. Now independent means what? Your algorithm should be independent of the computer on which your algorithm is running, right? And second is, you should not also bother about which is the programming language in which that particular algorithm will be executed. Okay, and what are the dependent criteria? Dependent criteria are one, and first and very important, size of input. How many numbers you are giving as an input to your algorithm. And second is what? Number of times some basic operations are executed in your algorithm. So these are two very important things which will contribute in calculating analysis of your algorithm. So what is time complexity? Time complexity does not simply mean that how much time was required for executing a complete program. No, it's wrong. What is time complexity? Time complexity is what? How much amount of time is required to execute each of the statement in the program. So when you sum up number of times each of the statement is executed in program, that will actually give you time complexity of that particular algorithm. So in morning we have also discussed about what is input size. So if we consider very simple algorithms like searching or sorting, or if you want to find out addition of the numbers, sum of the numbers which are there in the array. So in all the three cases, you are taking n as an input, wherein n is what? Numbers which you are feeding as an input to your algorithm, maybe searching or maybe sorting. So that is the size of input, wherein if you're talking about some different problem like matrix addition or matrix multiplication, we know that in case of matrix what happens? There are m rows and n columns. So when we are giving input to the matrix addition or multiplication program, then how many numbers we actually give as an input? It is m into n. So here the size of input varies. Or else we can have third category of problems like Fibonacci series, wherein it becomes really difficult, to find out what is upper bound and what is lower bound of that particular function. So input size, it varies from one. Okay, now if we are talking about time complexity, in the morning we have discussed one problem which was of linear search. You remember that thief example which I told you in morning, right? Or else you consider the example of linear search, wherein you are given with say 10 numbers or 100 numbers and then you are asked to find a specific number. Then what we do in that case, we try to compare number to be searched with the number present at the first position. So if it matches, very good, that is the best case of an algorithm. Okay, but if number to be searched is not present in the list, or else if it is present at the last position, then that has to be considered as worst case of the algorithm. And then we can have third case of algorithm, that is called as average case, in which you will find the number somewhere in the middle of the list. Then we call that as the average case of algorithm. And we know that worst case is denoted by W of n, average case is denoted by A of n, and best case is denoted by B of n. Right? So for worst case, what is important? Maximum number of times the basic operation is done for the input size of n defines the worst case. That's why we have said that worst case is what? It is upper bound. Then comes the best case, wherein minimum number of times the basic operation is done for the input size n is called as best case. So that's why we say that best case represents lower bound on algorithm. And then third type of case we can have is average, wherein we consider average number of times the basic operation is ever done for the input size of n. And then we also try to learn about there are some asymptotic notations which are used for representing time complexity of an algorithm. So which was the first asymptotic notation? It was big O. It was big O. How we denote this big O? It is big O only. Then second type of asymptotic notation which we use is big omega. Big omega, big O is used for what? It is used to represent worst case of algorithm, and it always represents upper bound on the function, right? Big omega, how we represent big omega? Big omega is represented like this, and big omega, it always comes with again two different terms. First is omega is there for the best case, and it defines lower bound on the function. And then we can have third type, what we called it as big theta. And big theta, how we represent big theta? Big theta is represented like this. So it is used to represent the average case, wherein average number of operations are performed on your algorithm, right? So these are three asymptotic notations which are used to represent time complexity of algorithm. Are you getting what I am saying? So big omega, big theta, and big O notations, all these three kind of asymptotic notations can be used to represent time complexity of one algorithm. Say for example, consider linear search. In linear search, you will have best case, average case, and worst case as well. So any algorithm can be represented by using any of these asymptotic notation. Okay, any